What if the most dangerous thing to Amazon this Christmas wasn't better logistics or a new feature? It was an app that sold a garden gnome for $3.99 and made 1 million people click buy. Welcome to Unboxed Origins. I'm Howie, your resident science geek and accidental trivia sponge.
And I'm Wyatt. I ask the big questions. Sometimes philosophical, often skeptical, always curious.
Today, we're digging into how did Temu explode in the US and threaten Amazon? Let's start at the beginning. Temu is a US-facing shopping app launched by PDD Holdings, the parent company of Pinduoduo, one of China's fastest-growing e-commerce platforms. Pinduoduo made its name by turning bargain hunting into a party, gamified discounts, social group buying, and relentless price competition. PDD took that playbook and in 2022 launched Temu in the US market with one clear objective: move products from factories in China to American screens at prices that felt absurd. Think of it as Pinduoduo's globalization experiment. Same engine, new road test. The milestones read like a startup checklist on steroids. Temu launched, offered outrageously low prices, plastered the internet with ads, and leaned on a massive existing supplier network in China. Instead of building warehouses across America first, Temu plugged directly into manufacturers and third-party logistics partners, optimizing for minimal inventory holding and maximum price cuts. A surge of downloads followed thanks to a marketing blitz, targeted social ads on TikTok and Meta, splashy streaming and CTV spots, and a flood of unboxing videos that made bargain hunting feel like a sport. Within months, Temu climbed App Store charts and turned from a curiosity into a habit for millions of shoppers. Secret sauce wasn't just cheap stuff. It was the psychology and the mechanics. Gamified shopping funnels, daily check-ins, spin wheels, and friend invite discounts that rewarded you for dragging your pals into the deal. That wasn't accidental. Pinduoduo spent years perfecting how to make inexpensive things emotionally valuable. Temu borrowed these features and combined them with extreme customer acquisition tactics, coupons that made the first order a loss leader, free shipping thresholds, and algorithmic feeds that pushed novelty, the same thrill loop that turns small savings into big engagement. The business plan at this stage looked like buy attention with money, convert attention into orders, scale the marketplace, then, someday, chase profit.
Aha! But here's the twist most headlines missed. Temu's move wasn't simply about cheaper widgets or a louder ad buy. It was a traffic arbitrage thesis turned into retail. PDD didn't just want to sell dresses and phone chargers. It wanted to buy eyeballs and transactional data en masse. Each low-margin sale was a very deliberate piece of intelligence about American tastes, seller reliability, and logistics bottlenecks. In other words, Temu was simultaneously a retail operation and a global market research engine running at subsidized prices. That dual role is what makes it dangerous to incumbents. You're not just competing on price, you're learning more, faster, about how to deliver cheaper. Many observers saw only the low price. Fewer saw the data refinery behind it.
Exactly. And because Temu could lean on PDD's deep ties to manufacturers, it could undercut established marketplaces by compressing the supply chain. Fewer middlemen, direct factory listings, and dynamic price tweaking. Logistics were a pragmatic compromise. Many items came via sea freight or consolidated parcels and took longer than Prime's 2-day dream. But for many consumers, the math still worked. Save $10 to $20 and wait a week for a novelty item or decor? That was a trade-off most were willing to make. The combination of cheap, novel, and shareable created viral content. I bought this for $2 unboxing clips proliferated, and downloads fed themselves. Ad spend amplified it, but content sustains it. That's where the threat to Amazon materialized. Amazon's moat is enormous: infrastructure, Prime loyalty, seller ecosystem, fulfillment by Amazon. But moat economics only work if you can defend the top line and keep customers engaged. when Temu started siphoning impulse buys, especially in categories like home goods, apparel, and small electronics. Amazon faced pressure in two ways. Pricing pressure. Temu's low-cost items reset customer expectations. And advertising pressure. Temu bought massive ad share on the same platforms Amazon uses to funnel traffic to sellers. During the holiday season, when every percentage point of share matters, that kind of bifurcated attack, cheap goods plus attention, forces incumbents to respond with promotions and ad counterplays. It's not that Temu immediately threatens Prime's logistics or Kindle ecosystem. It's that for a big slice of discretionary impulse spending, Temu rewired the signal that says what counts as a good deal.
And here's another eyebrow raiser. The business model that looks reckless, subsidizing sales to grow market share, is actually a playbook many legendary companies used at scale. Think of early Amazon, pouring cash into free shipping, or loss-leading tactics in US retail history. Temu's novelty is speed and origin story. It's the modern, cross-border, digital age reinvention of the same playbook. But the aha is subtle. Temu wasn't primarily trying to win margin on each item. It was trying to win a relationship with a new cohort of price-sensitive consumers. Build habitual behaviors, click, buy, share, and capture life cycle value. The danger to established players is that habit, once ingrained, can be very sticky. If consumers start to believe they can always find the most ridiculous bargain on Temu, it erodes willingness to pay a premium elsewhere.
That habit building explains the frantic ad spend and the gamification. PDD was willing to treat the US market like a lab, rotating features, pumping ads, testing pricing, and watching what stuck. The operational side matured quickly. Temu began investing in localized returns and customer service workflows, and has experimented with distribution hubs and partnerships to speed shipping on popular items. And it leaned on third-party partners for last-mile delivery. Meanwhile, regulatory and trust issues surfaced. Questions about product quality, counterfeit concerns, data privacy, and national security scrutiny. But many consumers prioritize price and the dopamine of scoring a steal. For holiday season shopping, where people are trying to stretch budgets, Temu's model looked particularly appealing. Fallout was visible. Ad prices rose as two giants, legacy marketplaces and Temu, competed for the same eyeballs. Small independent sellers saw their margins squeezed, and consumers had more choice but also more confusion about quality consistency. Amazon's response was predictable. More promotions, seller education, and an increased focus on its own advertising offerings to protect merchant revenues. At the same time, investors and analysts started asking whether Temu's massive customer acquisition costs were sustainable long-term, or whether this was a temporary blitz enabled by parent company capital. If Temu can convert these bargain seekers into repeat buyers with improved fulfillment and curated offerings, it's playing for real. If not, it might simply be a high-profile experiment that will recalibrate expectations in retail again.
Aha! Another little scene pivot here. The cultural mechanics of unboxing and social proof made Temu feel like a movement rather than just an app. The very small price points created low-stakes trial behavior. You order a silly kitchen gadget. If it's junk, no one cries. But if it's surprisingly good, you've just found a treasure. That binary outcome fuels content. Delight or schadenfreude both get clicks. And because the cost of creating that content is basically zero for users, Temu outsourced a key marketing channel to millions of unpaid creators. You get an advertising engine composed of real people, and that's maddeningly efficient.
So what's the takeaway? Temu's rise in the US was not a single brilliant hack, but a convergence of advantages. PDD's supplier network, a wartime-like ad budget, gamified product mechanics that exploit human psychology, and a logistics model optimized for price rather than speed. The result was a viral loop: cheap, shareable, more downloads, more sales, more data, which lowered costs further and refined targeting. For Amazon, Temu isn't an existential threat to the whole empire yet, but it is a real pressure point in categories driven by impulse and novelty, especially during high-stakes holiday windows.
Why it matters beyond corporate market share is cultural. Temu shows how quickly global retail dynamics can be reshaped when technology meets psychology and deep supplier integration. We're watching an iteration of retail that prizes attention over immediate profit, leveraging cross-border supply to reprice expectations. Consumers get bargains and novelty. Incumbents get competition that forces them to rethink pricing, advertising, and the emotional mechanics of shopping. The broader lesson is that retail is as much about capturing the mind as it is about capturing the wallet. And Temu's winning tactic was to do both at once.
Final thoughts. Temu exploded in the US because it married Pinduoduo's gamified bargain hunting DNA with massive ad spending, direct factory sourcing, and a willingness to accept slow shipping for ultra-low prices. That combination created a self-reinforcing loop that made bargain hunting viral, and enough viral moments can pressure even the largest incumbents during crucial seasons like the holidays. Whether Temu turns those downloads into long-term loyalty is the open question, but the signal to Amazon was clear. The battlefield for impulse spending has new tactics.
And for the rest of us, it's a reminder that shopping is as much about narrative and emotion as it is about logistics and margins. An app that makes bargain hunting feel like a game can change behavior fast. Temu's story is a case study in how platform design, supplier relationships, and aggressive marketing can collide to rewrite a corner of retail. At least for now.
If you like this unpacking of Temu's rise, hit like, subscribe, and share this episode with a friend who loves bargain hunting.
So, how did Temu explode in the US and threaten Amazon? By making bargain hunting irresistible, turning cheap products into cultural moments, and using those moments to buy a future.